Hey gang, part 8 in my video series for beginners, handgun shooters, self-defense shooters, concealed carriers. We're going to talk about reloads in your semi-automatic. Reloads, okay? So I'm carrying right now. I'm going to get my gun up and I'm going to do a safety check on it. I'm going to show you that it is not loaded. I don't have any ammunition with me here in the classroom. Okay, I'm going to close the action. I'm going to put the gun back into the holster and I'm going to get my 2 magazines that I'm going to work with here. And I'm going to show you that they are not loaded as well. Okay, we are super safe today, right? Okay, now, if you got a semi-automatic and you want to carry concealed, all right, please do me a favor, do yourself a favor, carry an extra magazine. Okay, hey, some states require that you have a magazine capacity limit of 10, all right? Well, so carry an extra magazine, now you got 20, all right? But if you can't reload your gun under stress, I guess that second magazine is not going to do you a lot of good, all right? So we're going to practice how to reload that gun under stress, okay? There's 2 different kinds of reloads. They got all kinds of different names for them. Slide lock reload, emergency reload, tactical reload with retention. I don't know. I don't know what name to use today. We don't even have to call it anything, I guess, if we don't want to, right? I'm going to call it a reload. All right. So I'm going to put one of those empty magazines in my gun. All right. I'm going to check my gun again to make sure, yes, it is not loaded. Okay. I'm going to put the gun in the holster and I'm going to drive the gun out and I'm going to demonstrate what they do call a slide lock reload. Okay. If I'm shooting the gun, all right, and I become dry, my gun becomes empty. Hopefully, if I was holding on to the gun right, the slide lock lever is going to lock back and tell me that the gun's empty. All right. In which case, at this point, without taking my gun, or pointing my gun in the air, or doing all this kind of range theatric shit with it, I'm going to just simply bring my gun back into a comfortable position. There might be a slight incline to the barrel. I'm going to drop that magazine and let it fall to the ground because as a wise instructor once told me, that magazine is basically the equivalent now of used toilet paper. In a gunfight, I don't need that thing around getting in my way. It's not doing me any good anymore. Okay? So I'm carrying my second magazine on the side of my body over here. Okay? You might have it in a pocket, but I carry mine on my belt. I carry mine oriented the same way every time with the bullets of the magazine pointed towards my stomach or pointed towards the front of my body. You can carry them pointed towards your butt if you want to. Just don't ever change. Always carry them exactly the same way so that when you go for that gun under stress or you go for that magazine under stress, it goes right into the magazine well, correctly and not backwards. All right. So however you choose to carry your magazine, with bullets to the back or bullets to the belly, don't ever change. All right? Right now, I just changed. I got bullets to the back. If you go bullets to the back, I know there's a famous firearms instructor that likes bullets to the back. Personally, it doesn't make any difference. Bullets to the back it simply requires a sweep up into the magazine well. Just a simple sweep up into the magazine well. Bullets to the belly requires a little twist to your hand as it goes up in the magazine well. Okay? Just practice one and stick with that one. All right? Now that was in a slide lock reload. My gun is empty. All right? Let's do a tactical reload with retention. Let's do that. I got to pick up my magazine. A tactical reload with retention occurs, or should occur, when you have engaged threats and can't count rounds because you're under that kind of stress and you don't know how many rounds are left in your gun. Everyone knows when I'm talking about rounds, I'm talking about cartridges, bullets. Okay, everybody it's really hard to count rounds when you're under that kind of stress. Your body and your mind are more worried about what the hell's going out in front of you than, how many times you pulled the trigger. All right, so there's a break in the action. There's a commercial. Something like that, The bad guy ran away. You scared him, okay? But you're not completely out of danger yet until you are 100% sure you're out of danger, all right? So here's a really good time, because you brought that extra magazine, to get it up and get it ready to go and hold it in your hand. Then put your palm underneath the magazine and extract that other magazine out and insert the new one and push on it hard. Make sure it's in, because you're loading on a closed bolt or closed slide, and there's a lot of pressure on that top cartridge in that magazine, so it could not always go in all the way. You got to make sure it's in there. And then you're going to pocket this one, because there's still some cartridges left in there maybe, but you may need these later. You do not, this is why they call it a tactical reload with retention. You do not want to throw those bullets or cartridges on the ground. All right, they aren't used toilet paper yet, so you don't want to drop them. You might need them later. Now, anyway, the whole point of this whole thing is, if you have to re-engage your threat, you'll be doing it with a full complement of ammo. Okay? Now, the jury is out. Some people still say you just keep shooting the gun until it's empty, and then you do an emergency reload and you drop the magazine and you don't have to worry about any of that crap. And there's a lot to that. If you have a 17-round magazine or a 19-round magazine in your gun or a 21-round magazine in your gun, probably statistically that's all you're going to need. Okay, so you don't have to do that tac reload. But trust me, if you are actually shooting at somebody that's trying to kill you and he runs away, there is a possibility that he may return. So, you have a lull in the action. You are not being attacked now. Okay? Good time to do this. Now, you can do it another way. I don't really like having two magazines in my hand at the same time, but this is how they demonstrate the experts demonstrate the tactical reload with retention. What I do is, okay, there's a lull in the action now. There's no bad guys around. They ran away. Last I saw them, all I saw were assholes and elbows. Okay, so I may have a second or two to do this. I will take that magazine out of the gun, stow it in my pocket, pull the second magazine out, and put it in the gun. And I only have one magazine in my hand at one time. And I hope someone comments on this and tells me how irresponsible this is. Okay? But if you don't practice this stuff all the time, a lot, under stress, you're going to lose your fine motor skills, and it's going to be really difficult to hold two magazines in your hand at once with the tips of your fingers and not drop it. Make sense? Okay. If you practice this, and I'm going to do it fast. I'm going to try to do it fast. Okay? So I'm going to do tac reload. Gun magazine comes out, new one goes in. All right? No, I used to be able to do that in under a second. I haven't been practicing very much. I still did it in like maybe a second and a half. Okay? And I never had more than one magazine in my hand. You do what you want, and I'll do what I want. And so I did do my due diligence, and I did show you the techniques, all the techniques for reloading your gun and the reasons why. All right? So I think that's about all we got for reloads. Thank you for watching. Stay safe out there.